Hello. Let me just switch scene. And great. Okay. So at the beginning, let me say that I did quite a lot of work, like off camera, because I just thought to myself while doing the previous stream that I should probably do like a little bit of work by myself just to remind myself about pretty much everything in React and frontend. I mean, including a little bit of backend too, because there were some small changes to the backend, but nothing major. So we will not be starting at the same point as we ended up in the previous stream and previous video. It is a little bit different now, so yeah, let me just show everything. So transition, great. So let me open everything, I mean web store and writer, and start our servers. I mean everything is working right now on a local server, and in the future I'm planning actually to push up to some designated server for it to actually work, but I'm not sure how what we will do with database, because right now database is stored locally and there might be a chance that we will have to move it to some sort of a server. Hello Bartek, where is the boobs? There is no boobs, but there is a Booba. Booba is me. Yeah, Booba is me. Okay, so let me just show everything. We will start our and obviously everything is on my GitHub under Cashflow repository. So let me just go to this folder and npm start for frontend to start, as well as we will start our backend. Great. Okay, so that's actually quite funny, but the first window, which will be something like, you know, cashflow.com, it won't be it actually, because cashflow.com is expensive as fuck. So but like just imagine that it will be something like this, and this will be the main page, which like what you see whenever you're going to any bank site. So for example, let us go to previously visited ING, and I'm talking about this like home site with some info for potential customers. So I didn't finish it because it requires some actual creative work, and creative work is boring. Also, I can see that not all window is showing up, so let me repair it. No, I need wait, it didn't open. Full screen. What was this app called? I forgot. Maybe I have it in my downloads. Let me check. No. Window borderless. Yeah. Window borderless. For some reason it's not opened up. Some kind of appears. I know. I'm sorry, but there is actually a little vacuuming work going on in the background. But I hope it will end soon. I can like rotate my microphone to kinda be more positioned directly into my mouth. But I I don't know if there is anything I can do about it right now. I'm really not. Oh, okay, and now it's gone. It will be fully gone in a like few minutes. So yeah, just I'm just sorry for it. But going back to our application, let me. Oh, great! Now the screen is fully opened. Okay, now it started and wait, I will try somehow to minimize the noise. I will be back in a second. Okay, I'm back. And unfortunately, I'm not sure if there is like any possibility for me right now to somehow negotiate this noise, and we will have to live with at least for some while. I mean, right now there isn't any, so it's like coming in the waves. But let me go back to showing off what I actually did, and let me start coding in a while. So firstly, I created login page, which you will be redirected to it whenever you will try to search for something that is not when you try to go to a path that is not that doesn't exist in our routing URLs. So for example, log will redirect you to login. Right now our login page is there isn't much to it, to be honest. This animation, someone told me that it's not really doesn't really make sense because obviously this shake movement happens when you feel something wrongly. But I like it, and at the same time I would like to have some sort of animation that will indicate that you actually selected some sort of input, but I will think if I should actually remove it. So we do have inputs. We do have also register form. Obviously these forms are fully working right now and are connected to our backend server. So we can register account. For example, we can create Andrew Mother with an email of an temp.com with a password of, let's say, just this email, because it's much easier to copy email with one click and then have it and then when it is email as and password at the same time. So when we press register, it automatically logs us in, but we can obviously log out. We do have some sort of cookies that are actually tracking our login and JWT, and we do have a value of it stored inside this cookie. Love the creativity on the name. Yeah, I know. So we can actually go to Rider and check for our user database. So let me open it up, and we do have an Andrew account right here under this email. So again, log out. Let me log out, and we can log into his account. So let me log into his account. I won't save his account, and right now we are logged in. Logout just deletes our authorization cookies and then forces page to reload. And thanks to React actively loading components, it is directed to login page, because /homepage doesn't exist when someone is not logged in. Our login in right now just basically checks for existence of authorization token. If it exists inside your cookies, then you are logged in and you will be redirected to homepage. Right here we can choose an account if we want to add one, because right now Andrew doesn't have any, so we can press it and decide which account do we want to create. And this form is pretty ugly, and yeah, I should probably change it, but right now it works, but there should be some kind of changes to it. So let me create credit account, and as you can see, credit account appeared. Right now credit doesn't even exist in routing, so it automatically redirects to /home. But we can also try to create another credit account, and the error pops up that says only one account of one type for each user, which is actually a message that is sent through service response through backend, from backend. So we cannot create another credit account, but we can obviously create savings account. It redirected us to /savings, which we will start coding right now. But if we will go to home right now, as we can see, the savings is right here, and it actually the plus button for adding another account doesn't exist anymore. In a header of I can hear vacuuming started once more, but in a header of our box core content, we do have a little bit of information about a user. I thought it might be kind of important to show it. Also, account level 1 is for user, 2 is for admin, and 3 is for a head admin or whatever I called it. And I think we should change it from numbers to actual string values, but we will do that later. It's not on high, it doesn't have highest priority right now. So when we look at our code, the folder structure is pretty random. I mean, it does make sense, but it's not anything it's not that interesting. We do have in our source folder folder features for pretty much every logic needing aspect of our site. At the same time, we do have folder for our pages, which is place for storing our pages. But on site, for example, our login page, there is only saying about what should be shown, which is header not logged, login form, and footer not logged. There isn't any logic right here because we want to put it inside our features folder. Inside types, there isn't anything. Those are pretty much DTOs that were copied from backend, obviously changed to TypeScript from C#. So, for example, bank account does store every important information that we need in our program creation. Could you tell me, is the vacuuming noise really that annoying? Like, because because obviously for me it's like pretty normal, but I'm not hearing it through the microphone. So, yeah, you can obviously. I will just guess that you cannot. Okay, so we will open our savings inside features, and we do have API, saving TSX, and styles.css. What do we have inside savings? First of all, we do have this main container, which is called main container, which still is saved like I don't know, this style of this log is somewhere saved. But right here we do need to download our data from backend. So inside use savings API, first of all we need to download our token. So let me create const token name, which will be authorization token, and also we will use cookies inside const. We will use cookies, so const cookies equals use cookies, and in braces cookie name, the token name, and we do need to implement React cookie. Right, now we can actually extract JWT, so const JWT, which will be equal to cookies of token name, and we have our JWT safely saved in our constant. So we do need to create some sort of asynchronous call to fetch our data, and we will be doing this the same as I did previously, which is we will be creating a function. We will not in register, because in register it actually works a little bit different, but in, for example, home, we are creating fetch data, which is asynchronous function, which will then be returned. Now we can create fetch data, we await async, then Okay, great. And at the end, we will return fetch data. Right. Now the function will be possible to call from savings.tsx if we will import it. And yeah, we cannot. Oh, okay, I actually already implemented styles.css. That's great. So we do need to create some sort of response capture. So we will response fetch, and then we will go through our API URL, which is our constant value that is saved in config. I mean, it is saved in .env, but in config it's actually exported. And we are looking for our bank account data. So we will be going through bank. Let me check it actually, because I don't remember the whole URL. It will be API bank accounts / self bank accounts / self. Correct? That is correct. Great. And we do need a function to create headers. So const header creator, which will be a function that will return authorization, which is error, and then AWT. And the second one I don't remember, I have to check it. We return authorization and content type application JSON. Let me just copy it. Okay, wait. And token is great. So we can actually put our headers right here. So beside method, it will be get, and headers, it will be header creator headers. Right. Do we need anything else? I'm not sure. I think everything will be stored in our response. I think actually everything will be stored right here. So as you can see, I already implemented our service response. Service response, which is basically the direct copy from backend, because I somehow have to catch our responses. So let me just show it to you. My site type service response. Inside service response, it's pretty much the same as in backend. So we have a class of generic type that stores data. Is some code successful, its status code, and its message. Because I think in my backend there are some examples that whenever status code is not 200, it still might be a successful call. So I think it is kind of important, because like there are obviously few that are kind of successful, and we sometimes we don't want to throw our app away whenever there is something not fully working but working only partially. Okay, great. So I think it's I'll move it a little bit. What do we need? We will create service response, which will be of type service response. And right now we are catching every bank account. So our type will be actually a bank account, and it will not be only a bank account, but a bank array of bank accounts, because there is a possibility that somehow someone will have two, or even in the future, more bank accounts. Right now it is capped at two, one of each type, but it may actually change. I think there is still a possibility in it in the backend, but right now it works that way. So we are getting it from await response JSON. Why it doesn't like it? I think obviously. We do have service bank account. For some reason, the response doesn't have JSON option in it. So let me just look out my previous example, and yeah, it worked. I forgot about try catch block. We will have to implement that. Actually, we should do it right away. If we will forget it, then there might be some errors. Which is any type, and we will show new error. Great. I mean, I might even add sort of additional information. For example, account fetch data error, and if I remember correctly. No, it's not. Okay, great. So what else? Right here we will paste it, and still, why? Obviously, because obviously. Oh yeah, okay. And now it does work, and now everything is in order inside service response. Now we do have our bank accounts arrays. So first of all, obviously we're gonna check for response, for service response success. If it's true, if it is, I mean if it's false. If it is not, we want to throw new error with a message. With a message from service response, but we will say something like yeah, pretty much the same thing, but as we are throwing a new error right here, it will be catched right here. So let me just put here service response message. It will be sufficient enough. So when everything is in order, what do we want to do next? We will be checking if any of our accounts does actually have a type of savings account, because obviously we do not need anyone. Okay, so I actually had an idea about this. It might be a little bit chaotic because I was just saying one thing and now I'm saying another thing. But someone might don't have. Oh god. Might doesn't have a savings account, and even though he will access savings. So if that's actually true, then we want to redirect him to home once more, because in home the savings link won't appear to him, obviously, because it doesn't exist. So I would suggest creating navigate, which will save use navigate hook, and we will check firstly how we could do that. So there are few. I forgot. I am not that good in JavaScript with some funny methods. So let me think about that. Service response data, and we want to everything is of type bank account, and every bank account has app. So we can, what we can, you know what? Let me just ask ChatGPT. Right. ChatGPT is amazing. Great. So we will be asking today. I have an array of objects in TypeScript. I want to check if any of those objects have property type that is equal to, for example, 1. And the problem is that I don't remember which is which, because inside backend we do have model. We do have bank account type, and right here it's pretty enum, but I didn't copy it to backend. So public enum bank account type, great. So const array of object has type array object sum. Oh, okay, great. So what we can create then? Const has type. Let me okay. But for some reason able to like resize the window. Okay, it doesn't matter. Yes, correct type, which we will get from service response data sum, and then get bank account, which we will be checking if bank account type is equal to. I think I hope this. So if, then we can check if has correct type is actually true. So this account exists. So let us say it doesn't exist, because if it actually exists, we won't do anything because everything is in order. But if it doesn't exist, we want to firstly, we just want to navigate to correct address, which is, or pretty much anywhere else it will be taken to home. So yeah, we are still not we still didn't implement API.ts inside our savings, so we won't be able to see it in action, but hopefully soon we will. So we already checked that our service response data actually have some bank accounts that are correct. So let me create an element for this bank account, which will type bank accounts, and we will get it from service response data, and let maybe find. There's something like find. This is something like find. Does it work same way as linked it? Bank account is correct. undefined bank account is not assigned to account. Okay, so obviously, right. But we are sure that this won't be a problem, because if it would be undefined, it would the previous step would actually happen. So this wouldn't. Right. So. And you can actually throw your error. You don't have this count. And I'm wondering, we don't know, it won't. Define. No. If we are right here, we do have our bank account. So let me just pretty much show every information from it. So we are returning our data, and we can do it the same way as home. I did it with use home API. Oh yeah, use home API, where I just return service response data in the end. So service response return service response data. Okay, great. Now going back to savings, we do need to implement our little hook use savings API from api.ts. So import use savings API from that API. Great. And right here, what we need some place to catch our data function. So const fetch data from use savings API, and now we have access to our fetch data method, and we can use it whenever and wherever we want. So where do we need to use it? Can we just bank account fetch data, missing bank account type bank account, but where are we? Okay, yeah, that's true, because inside right here we are returning a whole data. I don't want to return data, I want to return bank account. Right, and right here I think it should be correct. It might be undefined, that's true, but I think we are not really expecting that, to be completely honest. Let's see for bank account. Bank account equals fetch data. Has it though? I think I don't understand something, because we are returning it. So, obviously. Okay. Is it that obvious? Facing functions and the top level of modules, and I am pretty sure that. Wow, I'm pretty lost. Yeah, that's true. We have to actually use effect. I forgot about it. Yeah, that's something that need to happen. Oh, great. Use effect, then it's fetch data. Let me just copy it from here, and I will do pretty much the same for obviously a little bit different elements, but all in all it will be the same. Then we want not a new user but bank account, and also we want to have some sort of property to store our elements. So we will use state for bank account change bank account, which will be use state, which should have some sort of type. So I just Yeah, it doesn't that way. And bank account. And we need to import use state from React. Not used before assigned. Okay. Thinking is hard. I did it yesterday. Yeah, okay, true, because, okay, yeah, because it can be bank account or undefined. So we don't really need to set it to anything. Okay, and right here we won't be using obviously set new user to come change bank account and bank account. I didn't really like that those are the same names, so let me new bank account. Okay, and we will catch up. And those braces are right here, so we need braces right here and this right here. Right. And now we should have an actual info about our bank account. So can I just show it here, or will it scream at me? I think it might, yeah. Not assigned to React Node. So I will try not returning anything, but beside our console.log, I will just write our bank account, which an object, and we will be able to see it. Full screen. Right. And right here, if we will go to our console and error account fetch expected end of JSON input, and yeah, we need to log in once more. Savings. Great. Yeah, and we do need to add after the fact is later braces. I think that should help. We do have an ID of this account, type, which is savings, and the name of this account, which is string savings. This name, surname, and type, balance, credit balance, and what's more, when it was updated and when it was created. Great. So yeah, pretty much everything. Now we need to show it, and we need to show it, and we can we can actually just do it by hand. So let me check for what we will actually need to show. For sure we will need an ID. We will need a name. We will need balance and credit balance, obviously. So balance, and credit balance, or just credit. And I think that's pretty much it. So if we will add everything, we can get this from account, bank account ID, bank account name, bank account balance, and bank account credit balance. Right, if we'll go and yeah, it's very lovely. I mean, it does work at least. So, how we could do that? You know what? Right here, I will also implement image. We will import image, import savings from pictures and savings PNG, right? And we will be showing it. Oh, yeah. Give it as a source our savings. Oh, okay, that's quite fun. Yeah, we have something because the idea right now that I'm thinking of is to have the same type of header as we had in /home. So this thing right here, and for example, we could have right in the top left corner this little image, which will be corresponding to savings or credit, just for you to be sure on what type you are. Then on the right side, maybe name and ID at the same level on the right. We can, I think we can do that. So, what was a header name? Header name was user data. So let me put it right here. This. And I will copy this image and I will copy name and ID. Okay. So we have something like this. Oof. Okay, we need to work on it. Our main our header inside styles. So user data. First of all, we will use display flex, and our flex direction. If we'll, yeah, I don't think actually. Maybe if it's called now. Justify content. Right now, just align item center. I just want to see if that's actually applying, and it is not for some reason. Data, and we are importing styles.css. If I will change border to none, does it actually work? No, it doesn't. As you can see, our styles.css is not applying for some reason. Applying. Also, I want to yeah, this console log will only annoy us. Why it doesn't work? Obviously, we have header ID user data right here, and styles things, and styles CSS we do have ID of user data, and nothing for some reason is working for it. If we data, for some odd reason, nothing is applying to it. Okay, I get it, because okay, because the priority of CSS basically works in a way that the more your link is specified to some element, the more it actually counts. And as we can see, there is something a little bit more important, because we have an ID and then like a very not specific element, which is header. So so as you can see, specificity is basically 4 when our user data specificity is 3 only. 3, so yeah, it's obviously being overwritten. So yeah, it is my fault. I wasn't really thinking making those names. And To be completely honest, I think we could just change the name of it, either user data or account data. We will copy it to our styles. Obviously, this now shouldn't really work. Main container header, and inside our CSS is inside home CSS. We will change main container header for to only work for IDs of user data. Right, and now, okay, first of all, it's not really working, but our home is, so that's great. I will copy it. I will copy the contents of files here and copy it, paste it right here. Okay, and if we will go to our savings, it does work, but now we have a full control over it. So we need to so I am thinking that we should first of all ID and name should be in one div that will be called it doesn't even matter, we can just use account data div, and yeah, okay, it is a little bit better. So for some reason, what is being applied to this image, I think height 30%, it is applied from register styles. So let me just change that a little bit. So inside account data image, we want height to be, for example, 100%. We will change it soon. Okay, but it is a little bit better because it kind of makes sense right now. But obviously 100% is a little bit much. So let me move that down to 80%. And also border, I see is working as a box. So what we can do, wait, I will be back in a second. And I'm back. Okay, great. So, for some reason, there is quite a big margin underneath it. So, probably, okay, so every account data div should should have margin set to 0. Okay, does it work? Margin bottom 20 pixels, but for some reason, because it is not a div. Right. No? Okay, great. So it is a little bit better right now, because it is actually centered. So I want everything to be space between, not center. So let me change this to space. Oh, maybe here. Oh, okay. And we are using flex start. Okay, so yeah, I didn't want really to do that. So we do have space between, and it still is not working. Because for some reason, it's does it have any flags applied to it? Okay, the thing that I see right now that every time, oh, now you are back, great. Let's praise Michael. Okay. Hello. Could you write something on the screen right now, pretty please? I just want to see if the notification actually work, because yeah, like you can write booba or something. No, I don't know if you. Oh, you wrote hello. And oh yeah, okay, it's showing. Okay, great. But like it's vanishing pretty freaking often. Okay, great. So we are coming back. So for some reason, even though I set justify content to be space between, it doesn't really work. Let me. Why is that? Like it's so annoying. It's so annoying. Evenly change anything? No, it doesn't. Enter. No, it doesn't too. Like, why? Why? I don't get it. I really don't get it. We do have an image inside our header, which is no data. It's inside a main container. So I don't know. Maybe. Okay, now it should justify and now why justify content space between working, but for okay, align items obviously does work. Flags directions row, it does, everything is correct, and by context maybe flex end it just doesn't work. I really don't understand it. It's like why it doesn't want to cooperate with me. Maybe if I will actually make and image. Okay, now like okay, something happened, but obviously that's not what I wanted. So if I remember correctly, I do want to use space between, but space between doesn't work. I mean, oh, I can actually, what I can do is use flex, adjust text align, right? And okay, now it does work. Okay, that does make sense. Okay, because I forgot that text just works in a different way. So great. So we do have an ID and a name of account. The name is not really the most important part, but also maybe if I will set width to 50%. It doesn't work, okay. And now we should. Okay, it doesn't. And if I will set it to 10 pixels, it doesn't. Like, what is that? You have a div inside. You can even give it a name. For example, I don't know, random data account. Right name, I know. Let me just. And it's still doesn't work. If random data account, what? Okay, it's for some reason like if and height both as what does it carry it from? Random data account. If height. But it does main content header div for some. Yeah, it does. Okay, it does. For fuck's sake. I hate it. I hate it. Okay, so my naming it wasn't really that accurate as I thought. Okay, so if we will go to it's where it is inside style css home. Okay, go to home style css right here. Oh wow, okay, so I will change the name from main container. It won't be main container anymore. It will be something else. Let me remove my hat. Okay, great. So what do we in container? But we are changing the name to main account. And now it is obviously different because pretty much nothing is inherited from now it's back to normal. Login page looks normally great and savings okay. So the problem was that I actually had no idea how does it work, but whenever something was inherited, there was a priority, but it was very restrict, and it was pretty chaotic, as you can see. So oh wow, we didn't do much today. So okay, we are back at it again. So we do have account data, and I will remove it. Okay, so back to normal, and we are space between. So great, this actually kind of works as I expected it to work. And yeah, great. And actually account data is only on the right side. Okay, that is amazing. So, and I can see that I wasn't showing a full window, but cars at this point. So, what do we need? What do we need? We need to make it. I will blur. Okay. I won't make it smaller, but I will just move it to the side. And okay, I am showing most of it right now, so that's good enough for me. So, what do we have here? First of all, image inside account data. Height 80%, great, but margin not 0. But for example, 10 pixels is good enough. Okay, and as well as in home, I did a little bit of rounding. So let me just look for it. Image. Okay, I thought a little faster. Oh, great. For the radius 10 pixels. How does it look? Oh. How that? Okay, good enough for me. Here's a picture, and we will put user select to none. Okay, ID and name, it should be, there should be a possibility to select. Also, margin of 10 pixels. Cat is trying to get in, so I will have to open door to her in a while. But right now, account data, every account data, if should have margin of 10 pixels. Great. I will be back. Okay, I'm back. There's a cat in the room right now. So, we do have a margin on the right side, and also, if we would actually text align to the right, I think it look a little. It does look a little bit better. I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. And actually, what we do, what if we would just ignore the full name? So, decide, we would ignore full name. We would ignore the ID and like the ID text and make it bigger. So, text font size 40 pixels. How big is that? Maybe even bigger, just to match image. We'll put 80%. Oh, like? Oh, not margin. Well, not margin. But font size 80%. Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, that's true. That makes sense. 80 pixels. That's too big. 60. Okay, and now, I mean, if I would join this bank, I wouldn't really trust it. So it doesn't really look like a bank account at this point, but yeah. Great. So we have something like this, and this is an account ID, and it is important. It is important because in my bank, there are not bank account numbers as you might be familiar with based on like normal banking experience, but every bank account does have its own ID. And for example, this bank account has have an ID of 14, and if someone wants to transfer some amount of money from this account, so like with a number of 14, he doesn't need to know this ID. Yeah, I mean, I actually could just do the same with an email address, but yeah. So next, there I think we should actually divide balance and credit between different divs. So let me create a div with an ID of balance, balance segment, and right, and also we will create div with an ID of credit segment. Okay. Or we can just create a class segment. Right. Why is it thank me? If auxiliary element class string is not GPT, please help me. ChatGPT even. Okay. And I'm beginning to be hungry. Div class name. Okay, makes sense. Great. I am aware that I started much more IDs than I should have had, but yeah, I'm not really that proficient with frontend, so for me it's like I'm just doing random shit until it works. So yeah. So we do have a class segment, and this class, if we will go to cash flow. So if you remember from video that I showed like my idea, part of it I want to be just for balance, and part of for credit. So on the left side we will have balance info, so your money basically, and there will be buttons to send money, so balance to add money and to delete money. It is for kind of simulation, as you would pay for something in like web or anything, and there will be like a plus and a minus button, and I can even open OneNote. Show it. OneNote. Oh wait, OneNote, normal one. Okay, great. Oh great. So savings and credit, and then add money and pay for something, and then add credit and pay for something else. Also, we do need to place a transfer button somewhere, and I'm not sure how right now, but we will manage to do that too. So my blouse. Okay. So we do have a segment right here. Okay, great. And segment. Firstly, display maybe actually inline block. That break? No, it didn't. Fine. No. I want block and credit be in the same area. So what I could do actually is a segment. So account showcase. Previously we had account data, so account I'm thinking about just maybe account money, and this will be, and this segment will wrap this up as account money, right? And when we are right here, write our account money, we will be We will be displaying everything by flex, and also flex direction will be raw. Okay, now it is what I wanted. Great. So every segment, I want it to have a border. Let me just copy border from our main account container. Okay, it doesn't look very good, but don't you worry, we're gonna figure something out. So we obviously border top is none. Okay, and also maybe border left is none. Oh, left. Okay, now it is. No, wait, it's good. We do need quite a lot of padding. Like, I don't know, 60 pixels. No, actually, so we will be setting it up as flex 1, so for it to take up the whole space. So what else? Yeah, I'm really starting to be hungry. God damn it! And it's only like 1 p.m. So I think we will actually do like quite a long, so probably like hour or two of a break. And after that, maybe I think my camera actually died. Yeah, it did. So let me turn off my cam. I cannot hide everything. Okay, sorry, I was turning off my webcam. Yeah, I think we should actually do a break. I'm beginning to be really hungry, and I have to eat something really fast, or I'm gonna die. So, yeah, there we didn't do much, but we did something. So, yeah, and when it comes to video, because I am recording everything and I will be posting it, this maybe will be part 1. Yeah, that would make sense. Yeah, I'm really hungry. I don't know how to think right now. Oh god. So we will be back in about an hour, or maybe hour and a half. Depends how fast pizza will come to me. Yeah. See you, whoever is listening, and Uba.